Okay, looks like that should take care of it. Shit. Man, I want to see this. I actually want to watch this game. Okay, shit. I gotta see what the fuck this game is like. What happened here? Wait, is this the right one? Fuck. I'm watching the wrong one. No, I wanna see this one. Fuck. Decompressing. Watch. Oh motherfucker. No, I wanna watch the disconnect. I actually want to watch game 2 with the Ember Spirit. This is like legitimately a good fucking game to watch. I think the way they come back, the Ember Spirit is especially. But let's see. Hold up. Display capture. Cool. Let me quit the game and come back in. Okay. Hold up, guys. I'm trying to get the replay I want to watch before I dive into talking to my clients. So give me a sec here. I want to see game 2. I don't want to see this. Yeah, this should be downloading. Decompressing. So to give you guys like a little bit of a preview of like what we're gonna do today, so I'm gonna be selecting clients that I want to take on, and I just kind of have like a basic screening process, for who I want to work with, and this is really just a stream to really talk to these people and make sure that hey, yeah, we are on the same page, we want the same things, and we can work together. And I'm basically hopefully you guys get a window into how I think and approach these sort of things, especially when it comes to selecting my clients. So right now we're just kind of waiting for them to show up. I usually have my first one scheduled at 8 p.m. and the second guy at 8:20, and then after that, if there are other people here who are interested in long-term coaching as well, I can bring you on and talk with you, see if we mesh together, and whether or not I'd be willing to take you on as a long-term client. And so yeah, the way this kind of works is that for long-term coaching, I require that people are capable of getting the interview, that they can phone up a recruiter and schedule 2 interviews at a drop of a hat. And so really the only barrier left is really to make sure that you can land those interviews. And this is where long-term coaching comes in. I will work with you for at least like 6 weeks to 3 months, in order to make sure that you're interview ready. And in exchange, and I don't charge a fee up front. I take a stake in your success, which is like income share agreement, a percentage of your first year income and how good you test. So really, my compensation and what I get out of it is entirely dependent on how you perform on the interviews, which is up to me to get you ready for them. So with like 10 minutes, I'll take questions from the audience if you guys have any. But in the meantime, I kind of want to look at this international game actually, where you had IG versus Team Spirit, and specifically, I want to look at the laning stage of this game. I thought it was like insanely cool, how Ember Spirit actually came back into this game. So basically, he has this, what's it called? The freaking. Oh, I don't want. It should be English. Yeah, great. Broadcasters in English.
gentlemen. Suns fan here with Cinderin. I mean, Gabe himself,
Let's turn off the broadcaster, actually.
And Team Spirit for coming back in a God tier game number 1. IG on the brink of going to the lower bracket.
Free camera. Yeah, I'm curious.
Honestly, we can talk as much about the draft as we want and everything, but you got to talk about the mental game in a game like this. You were up really far. You're looking great. One moment.
No broadcaster. There we go. Yeah, I kind of want to look at this player's perspective from the Ember Spirit. Yeah, it's pretty standard items. I'm actually curious because Ember Spirit, I think, loses this matchup because it's entirely skill-based. If players have even skill, the SF just just runs them over, I think 65-70% of the time. SF 1v1 mid for Uber L6. Nah, man. Dude, holy shit. Like, if I fucking play Ember Spirit against an SF, I'm gonna lose, like, probably 50% of the time, like, in my bracket, but between players with, like, equal skill, the SF, I think, just literally runs them over, like, 70% of the time, just because the nature of the matchup is that SF just, like, raises you, turns off your flame shield, at level 1, gets level 2, and once the SF gets, like, the fucking bottle, you cannot kill him, you can't do anything to him until you hit, like, level 5 and 6. Until then, it's basically all-out plays where you want to avoid the triple raises. If you get marked once at level 1, it's like fucking nothing. Level 2, like, get marked twice, it kind of hurts. But when you get triple raised, you are kind of boned because you need to buy. You're forced to buy self, and that delays your bottle and your ability to sustain. So as long as Emo doesn't get like triple raised here, at any point, I think he's fine. And as long as he can dodge like a few raises himself, with slight, that's your toolkit. Your toolkit is to outplay the SF at level with these two skills at like level 1 and 2, and hope the SF doesn't get bottled before you get yours. Okay, like that. So I'm kind of curious like how he plays this lane. So he's gonna go for the raise on the range creep and get to, there we go. And then at this point, SF should get level 2 as long as he doesn't get denied. Raises for those. So even though he's like fucking used 3 raises and he didn't hit Emo, he's already hit like all the creeps, and he's really close to bottle. Once SF gets bottle, Ember can't do anything. So he's like already, Ember's pretty down bad right now. Even though he hasn't like lost any health, he's already kind of down just because of the nature of the matchup. What cash does Uber use? Depends. Are you talking about like the build system and stuff? But basically we have like some artifactory repo for cached builds. Okay, so let's see. Let's bring up the net worth graph and denies last hits. So it's pretty even, but this is still SF favored right now. He's gonna, no, he's not gonna raise it. Okay, you can just right click under tower. Boom. And he's gonna pick up level 3 off of this. Bottles should be coming in for the SF. Yes, it is. And then Ember is just like, okay, well, he's surviving. He doesn't need to burn any more resources, but he's already lost, like, 2 of his tangos. Did a really good job dodging the raise, but he cannot stop this SF from farming anymore. SF's level 3. 2 points, probably can get 2 points in raise. Ooh, 2 marker. And the range creep denied. Literally because he had this 2 mark, and he lost all his, what's called cooldown, he can't stop the range creep from getting denied. Okay, 1 mark. SF should have, yeah, he's got enough for 1 more raise, but he's not gonna triple raise him. Okay, rune. Ember's gonna push out the lane, go for the rune. But the thing is that it feels kind of shitty if you're Ember because you're kind of full resources here, and you really want to burn your resources to take away SFs before you go for this rune. But you can see here, like, he can't even do that. So at best he's just using the mana to steal creeps, and now this is like feels super fucking bad. Look, 2 raises. I think if he gets like raised 1 more time, he loses the flame shield. SF doesn't care because he is, yep, there you go. So he loses the shield. And if you're Ember, it's really bad. And he fucks up there. He misses the slide fist. It's really bad because your lane's pushing, but SF is still dominating you. If you're pushing, then in theory you should be able to get both the farm and XP. But because of the nature of this matchup, SFs are like out leveling him by 1 level. Is pushing in, so he can't even get the creeps. He can't even get the last hits for him. He can only get the XP. So now you can kind of see like the difference. 16 to 5, 10 to 10. Ember cannot lane anymore. At best he can pick up level 4, but he cannot. Ember cannot fucking lane. So at this point, I'm expecting Ember to just play for levels. Notice here, he's already missed 1 wave in order to try and stack, but I will not be surprised if SF actually steals that stack. Okay. Let's see. Let me put this on 1.52. Nice dodge, but oh wait, he didn't dodge that. 2 marks. So now all of these skills on cooldown. Okay, gets point and change just in case waiting for rotation. I think most people would have gone like second point and fist to try and at least harass the SF out. 2 raises. Oh, nice. Wow, nice kill, nice kill. That was needed. So if Ember doesn't get that kill, he's like, what, level 4? Now he's level 4.5 because of the Weaver kill, freebie, why not? But he still cannot lane with this. Like, if we look at the last hits, 23-11 to 11-0. This is like, Ember's getting kind of dumpster, but what can he do, you know? So I think his next best is to really just clean this up. He's going to get level 4 3/4, stack the hard camp. No, he's going to go for lane. Oh, I guess he's going to have line stacked for him. Okay. But yeah, see, notice like lane's pushing in, can't even get the creeps. So he's just playing for levels in the lane, level 5 to level 6. As he's going to hit level 7 before he gets to level 6. I think he actually dies here, yeah. He's got no more resources, he can't do shit. And he can't go for like the, what's it called, the small creeps, because that only gives him like a quarter of his level 5. And he can't really jungle as well, it's really hard. So he's pretty much useless, I think, for a while. So yeah, like that's kind of like how the lane stage played out. I was kind of expecting this, but I'm more, I kind of want to see like what he does after. I think the proper build here is like, what, does he go phase boots or maelstrom first? I feel like you want the phase boots first because you want to at least defend your towers. Like maelstrom doesn't really help you do that. I mean, it kind of does, but you don't have enough points in fist by the time they're ready to push. Like I expect like at 10 minutes, the entire enemy team, Team Spirit just literally just runs at you at mid tower, and you don't have like an item to help you with that. Okay, so I guess I'm kind of geeking out here over Dota, but alright, yeah, so he's gonna go farm. He doesn't fucking care. Let's just push wave, shove. He cannot make rotations. I don't think he shows up to any fights right now. Play for Rune, try to did not 50-50 it. Nice, nice. Great steal. Can use that to farm. Line's gonna take the mid XP. Ooh, nice. Trying to stop the XP here. Okay, he's farming nearby. Ooh, yeah, he needed the XP from that. Like, all these little, like, plays that IG are doing, like, literally just because the Ember is, like, just somewhat involved, like a little bit, every experience point helps. I think once he hits, like, level 9, he gets 3 points in fists. Oh, he is going for the Maelstrom. He'll be able to clear out the wave remotely, and then there's no, like, tower pressure at 10 minutes. So he's playing for this 10-minute timing where he knows that the catapult will come over. So he needs to get, like, I think, like, at least really close to the Maelstrom by then. So this only really works because IG actually understands this. Okay, they fill up the bottle. They understand that they need all these levels and at least part of the Maelstrom in order to de-push the 10-minute push. Okay, they make the smoke because Lion just hit level 6 because he soaked all the XP mid. Okay, so they're trying. I guess they're trying to get ahead of this. They know that someone's gonna rotate here. So, oh, so they decide to actually push top, not mid. Wow. So there is a catapult coming, so they're going to defend this. They better. Yep, there we go. They know they need to defend the mid catapult, so are they going to push mid? Yeah. Team Spirit should push, actually. I'd be more surprised if they didn't. No? Hey, oh, they don't have the catapult, so the push is neutralized. So they actually take the top tower instead. So without the catapult mid, there's no point in pushing. Ember Spirit's like doesn't fucking care. Okay, oh, they see the SF, but I guess they really want to play off the line kill. That's the way they get back in the game. Ember Spirit 3 points in fist. Ooh, nice catch, very nice catch. Yeah, every single fucking kill like helps the Ember at this point. He's not playing for farm, like he's not fucking off in jungle. He's literally trying to be as active as possible. And this only happens because of his allies. Anyway, that's enough geeking out Dota. Let's actually bring on our first potential client. Nope. Let me bring in Zoom.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Okay. Okay, so hopefully he shows up. I guess while... Okay, great. Hey, hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing much. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Yeah, so just to let you know that this is being live streamed. So
Cool.
yeah, just be like whatever you might say will be on the internet. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about like what you're looking for and why you think we can like work together for long-term coaching.
Yeah. So, I am currently interviewing for mid-level roles, so right under senior. So I guess it's L4. And I've been preparing for the past like 5 or 6 months, and by preparing I mean algorithms, data structures, systems design, object-oriented design, and behavioral. Been putting in probably like around 15 hours a week, pretty
Okay.
consistently. And I I guess I just took like the Amazon OA last week, and I completely like bombed a question. But for the most part, I think I'm almost there. I think I just get frozen up when I see a question from time to time, and I think I just need some like that like final guidance or fine tuning. Um, I think that's where having like a coach like you would really help me, because I already have the consistency
Mm-hmm.
and the schedule and the work and everything. I'm putting it in consistently every week.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, and I have
Gotcha.
a bunch of interviews scheduled as well.
Okay, cool. So I want to ask you like a few things first. Where do you feel like, you say you're consistent, but then you kind of
Mhm.
choked on the Amazon online assessment. In your practice, what do you find to be like, the most troubling, or how do I say, the thing you
Mhm.
mess up the most on, and what errors do you think you're most prone to?
Yeah, so I mean, for my actual preparation, I followed your like ebook.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I read the entire thing and I
Mm-hmm.
went through. I pretty much followed that. So I went topic by topic, like spent a week on each topic until I felt like I had decent mastery over like medium level problems. And the Amazon interview, I choked up on a hard level problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I th- I think it's maybe like 30% of like unseen medium problems I get frozen up on. I kind of like um, I feel like my mind just starts to race between like a bunch of different approaches, and I take it's the approach takes coming up with the approach. The initial approach just seems to take like a little bit too long for like 30% of problems for me for like medium level problems. But converting it to code seems okay. But it's that initial blocker of coming up with the approach and the pattern matching. I think that's where that's where the missing gap might be.
I see. So it's like for
But
problems that you haven't seen before, you just get completely boned.
some of them, I would say, not all of them.
Mm. Have you?
I've been doing fine on like mock. I've done like interviewing IO mocks.
Mhm.
I've done fine on most of them, but then again, it's like 30% of them I will like freeze up on the approach
I
to
see.
problems.
Okay, got it. So it's like if you haven't seen it, or if there's like no pattern to match it to, you just like get it just completely sucks for you, and you don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think so. And that's the feedback I got from my past interviewer was like I was like 80% of the way there, and he dinged me for like he had to give me like a hint, like a single hint for both problems. And he was like, "You're 80% of the way there," and it was just that 20% you were missing.
Got it. Okay. Cause yeah, when you submitted your request, it says that you rated yourself a 3. I think based on
Hmm.
what you told me, that's pretty accurate. Maybe I'd say like pushing 3 to 4, but I'd say high 3. But I think that
Yeah.
that's accurate. So I can work with this, yes. And I assume that you've kept like a practice diary or something.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Perfect. Great. This is what I love to hear. I love to hear like clients who put a good amount of effort like this shit. So, yeah, I can appreciate that. Now, I also see that system design. You rated
Mm-hmm.
yourself a what I think a no object oriented and system design. You rated yourself a 2. Where
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like you mess up on that, and like how and did you do any like interviewing IO for that?
I have not done any mocks for object-oriented design or system design, but I've put in like I've read designing data-intensive applications. I've went through system design primer. I've watched like hours of system like engineering talks and read through engineering blogs
Mm-hmm.
for system design. So the theory is there. I've had like flashcards. I've made Anki cards for system design, and I like have
Mm-hmm.
pretty much all the theory memorized and different like all the scaling patterns for scaling applications and stuff. But what gets me really is I think my gap right now is like the domain knowledge aspect of it. Like say you asked me to like design a rate limiter, like I don't know rate limiting algorithms, but if I knew those, I could tell you how to build a system. Um, or it's just more so like the details of the application itself.
Now I understand where your issue is. Your issue actually, okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Your issue actually isn't the theory. Your issue is
Mhm.
applying the theory, and more or less, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Like if you told me to build like a application like a Yelp or some sort of like location based application, I couldn't tell you like the algorithm, like the high level algorithm needed. But if if I knew the high level algorithm, I could go ahead and design the database and tell you which database to pick and give you the trade offs of each and whatnot.
I see. Okay. I'm gonna say that you're focusing on the wrong area for system design if that is your problem. Really, the system design is a exercise. It is like a behavioral exercise, really wrapped up in a technical question. And what I mean by that is that the system design is like, okay, how do you scale a system? How do you choose the initial components based on what kind of how do I describe it? What kind of issues you think you're going to run into? The algorithm is secondary to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what people get wrong is that they think they need to come up with the algorithm for the product when really it's the problem that drives the algorithm. So is the problem domain space the problem that you are running into with the service that dictates what algorithm you're going to use? And I think you have that backwards. And so let me try and predict what exactly happens because of this. Because of that, what you end up doing is you come up with some really funky system that you don't know how to scale or that you can't justify the existence of certain components. Does that about sound about right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because, like, for instance, if you say you know the theory, so let me ask you then, just as a litmus test for how deep your theory goes, how exactly do B trees and databases work together?
So B trees are typically used by relational databases for storage.
Okay.
The B tree itself is built using it's a binary search tree, and the leaves are doubly linked lists. And depending on which you create your index on, so typically some relational databases use B trees itself as the base table.
Mm-hmm.
Those are called clustered indexes, and then you have the non-clustered indexes, which
Mm-hmm.
are essentially extra B trees in on disk that have like pointers to the base B tree. But the actual B tree itself, say you index by ID,
Mm-hmm.
essentially it's a binary search tree which is ordered by the ID key. And then if you have an additional, like if you have a compound index, say ID and like a name,
Mm-hmm.
within like a B tree, within the I guess your leaf page of the B tree, it's going to be ordered within the ID. It's going to be ordered. If you have duplicate IDs, it's going to be ordered by name as well.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Now let me ask this follow up. When would you rather do? Because DDIA brings an example of like, oh yeah, well why don't we just have a log file with just a bunch of lines instead of a B tree? When would that be preferable to just actually using a SQL database? Can you think of a instance when that is better performing?
yeah. So you said just like a log file where we just write to the end.
Yeah, like they gave the classic example
Mhm.
of like, hey, we have an append structure,
Okay.
and like a very
Yep.
simple quote unquote database that they use. When would that be preferable
Gotcha.
compared to like a normal relational database?
Yeah. So I mean, with the relational database, anytime you do like a write, essentially you need to insert into the table. You need to insert it into the B tree. It needs to find where it needs to be inserted into the B tree. The B tree needs to be rebalanced. So there's that overhead. Same thing with update. You have to find where in the B tree it exists, read it into memory, update it, reinsert it back into the B tree, and rebalance the B tree. Whereas when you have like just an append only log, your writes are extremely quick because all you're doing is just writing to the end of the file.
Okay, I'm not asking for the theory. I'm asking you, can you come up with a product, a problem scenario where that is actually relevant?
Yeah. I would say for like high throughput messaging applications, an append only file would be much more useful because of just the volume of writes. And like messaging applications, typically the right query pattern is pretty high. I would say it's like 50-50 between write and read. And just because the data is constantly growing and we're seeing new messages, it's just much easier to write just to the end of the file. It's much faster than having the B tree, like I said, where you need to rebalance the entire thing on every new message that's being sent to the application.
Okay, yeah, I think your theory definitely checks out. And now all that's left is to apply the theory, and yeah, that definitely sounds like up my alley. So, and you say you can dedicate like 15-20% of your time to this, like 15 to 20 hours, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I like what I'm hearing. I don't think you've booked coaching with me before, right?
Nope. I did like an interview review.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So I do like what I hear. So let's give this I will work with you. Let's give this a week and see where we land. So I'll contact you later for detailing, but for now, for details and whether or not we can work this out. But I like what I've heard today, and you've definitely put in the work, so I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah. How do you feel? Like, would you be willing? Do you want to work with me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I read your like guide like over 6 months ago, maybe like a year ago. That's been my guide in my prep since then. So, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And so I guess I'm a little confused. So you said you only have 2 clients at one time, right?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So maybe I can explain how this works. And this will be also useful for the viewers. But basically, the way this works is that I will like once a week, I will do a 2-hour coaching, which is like the normal coaching that you've seen, which is like the system. It could be system design, it could be coding, it could be whatever, right? And then it's like the really technical, hardcore stuff, and it's like the typical stuff that you've seen. But on top of that, we're also gonna meet 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how long it takes. I would ask you to give me like a replay of like you studying, which I don't know if it's going to necessarily apply to you, but we're going to look at the way you practice, the way you self-evaluate, and make sure that all that's on point as well. And then after that, we'll also do one more, like a 15-minute check-in just to make sure that you're right on track. So that's the way it works. So effectively, that means like it's about like 5 hours we're going to meet, and then, it's going to be, an hour or 2 for me to prep outside of that to make sure I know what to talk about for the next time. So from my side, it's like 7 to 8 hours per client per week. And I only take on 2 because after that, it's like 16 hours per week. That's basically like almost like a part-time job right there. So that's why I only focus on 2. And plus, like, with the compensation structure is that I'm literally taking a percentage of like whatever you get. So I need this to succeed too. So.
Right.
So.
Right.
So it's if I go any more than that, I do like 80 hours a week or some shit. It's not going to be effective for you. So it's like those 16 hours I spent, it's like very, very focused, like no distractions.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, I'm already putting in the hours, so I might as well get guidance, make sure I'm doing this right. So.
Right. And it seems like you're working hard, but and one of my pet peeves is that I cannot be working harder than my clients. So if I'm working this hard, I expect you to work at least twice as hard. So. And I'm almost always on call for you for like whatever you need. If you feel like, holy shit, I'm getting fucked on my practice or interview, usually I turn around and like call and we can talk in 24 hours or something like that. So.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds great.
All right. If that sounds good to you, then yeah, I will send you a follow-up email regarding the contract and everything, and then we can get started. We can go about scheduling it.
Okay, and this is if I get chosen, right? Out of all whoever's interviewing.
Right. Yeah. I like, again, like I said, I like what I hear. And I do, and I will put you in the yes column, but it depends on who else like is available, needs me, and all those other factors. But for now,
Gotcha.
it's a tentative yes.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Sounds good, man. Yeah, and I'll send the follow up email. And do you have any other questions for me?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
All right. That sounds good. Then I will talk to you soon.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for checking in, man. Yeah, he definitely knew his shit. Definitely would like to work with someone like that. He definitely has shown me that, yeah, he really was able to answer those questions pretty well. But I think the theory is like connecting the theory to practical application is going to be what is gonna kill him. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I can work with this. So we have 3 more minutes before the next guy comes in. But yeah, let's answer some questions from the stream. What's my current bench PR? 260. For like, yeah, I think for 1 or 2 reps. But I just do progressive overload, so it's like, I do 225 for 5x5, whenever I can. And then I just like, then if I want to do like a 1 rep max, then I will actually go ahead and train specifically for that block. So yeah. With that, let's me see if I can get my other guy to show up. Yo, hello?
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm doing alright. How about you?
Fine.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so say hi to the stream.
Hey, everyone.
Alright. Yeah, so I guess give everyone a little bit of like introduction about yourself. Who you are, how you found me, and like
Just a sec. Let me just close your stream because, yeah, okay.
gotcha. Yeah, who you are, how you, like kind of how you like whether or not you think you work together, and like what you feel like you're struggling with, and how I can help you.
My name is João. I think not everyone can say it because I'm from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 25 years old and I've graduated here in Brazil as a computer engineer bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I think that I'm struggling with it's how to solve a problem because I've already, I think, no, yeah, one of your testimonials that said that you've helped a client like from not being able to really solve a leak code problem to
Mm-hmm.
getting an offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's what I most struggle with because here's what happened. I had just gotten a job, and then like right after I got a job, these like companies they started reaching out to me. So
Mm-hmm.
Amazon and Microsoft and a few others. And so I had never really studied for this sort of interviews, like algorithms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when but I decided to give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't pass them, so I decided to. And I mean, to be honest, I knew I wasn't gonna pass because I wasn't preparing for them. And and then when it happened, I knew that I like that I was gonna want to work with them in the future. Let's say Microsoft, and there's a few more companies. Actually, I think I chose two in
Mm-hmm.
the when I was applying,
Mm-hmm.
but I could get like 5 to 6 interviews, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to prepare to start to study for them because I knew that I was gonna want to pass them in the future.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, so you are being reached out to by a bunch of recruiters. That's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
Mm-hmm.
have what, 3 years of experience?
Yeah, 2 to 3.
2 to 3. Okay, so we're basically putting you squarely in the L4 category. I don't think we can strike for an L5. That'd be really crazy, but I don't think
Yeah.
anyone can. With the 2 to 3 years, unless it's like
So
freaking crazy.
let's just remind me, please. L3 is internship, right? Or
L3 is junior. L4 is mid level.
oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, I'd say yeah, L3 to L4. Yeah.
Okay. So let's try striking for an L4. But now you say that you're struggling because you've never actually done the interviewing or the what's it called these types of algorithms and lead code stuff before. And I think on your sheet you said that you have not passed a phone screen before either. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, my question is like, well, how do you know you need me? That's my question first.
Because I've watched your streams,
Uh-huh.
and and actually, I was watching the last one from last week,
Uh-huh.
and it happened to be the Brazilian,
Yes.
and so I've seen countless videos of mock interviews and how it works, people building up the solution,
Mm-hmm.
communicating to the interviewer and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. And I knew that I wasn't ready for that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watched your streams and last week's streams as well, like the way you're guiding what Mateus,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's his name,
Mm-hmm.
the way you're guiding him, and I think that that's what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need actually.
Okay. I see. So it's more like
Because
what you need.
sometimes yeah, I struggle coming up with a solution.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see. Um. So let me ask this: what steps have you taken outside of like watching my content or anything else? Because, like I don't want people to think, oh yeah, I'm the first person that they need to go to. Because
Yeah.
I want them to really understand. Hey, this is like I've tried everything out there. I don't, and you're my last hope. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, help me. You're my last hope and shit.
Yeah, so I've purchased Algo Expert
Okay.
and what is it called? That that course you on educative grokking this just it was grokking the coding interview
Mm-hmm.
pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I also have a list of problems that I'd like to solve that I will solve on LeetCode.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've
And
actually tried solving the
yeah,
code.
I'd
You've
say,
done that.
yeah, I've solved a few
Mhm.
questions.
Okay, so you solved a few questions. But then my question is, well, how do you know that you need me? Because like chances are you could like, if you had a little bit more practice in other things, and you actually tried applying what you saw in stream last week, and maybe you only need like you don't need long term coaching. Maybe you only need like one session, in order to pass the interview. So my question is, why do you think you need like a long term plan with me, like trying to guide you on execution and all this other stuff?
Oh, because so here's the thing. I when I did the phone interview for not actually phone interview. It was they send you an assignment, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
on HackerRank,
Yeah.
and I did it when you do it, and if you don't pass, you have 6 months to reapply.
Uh huh.
I did it, and I'll be able to apply again at the end of October. So what I thought was I'd like to get ready and to be able to pass one of those interviews by the end of the year. So and then when I saw long-term coaching, I thought that that would help me do it.
Hmm. So really, it's more like you think this is your best shot at actually securing the job that you want.
Yeah, I think so actually.
Okay.
Because
Go ahead.
so here's the thing. What I think is that having someone else to help me would to sort of guide me and to say where I'm getting wrong, what I'm getting right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what would help me because pretty much what I'm doing this, like the way I prepare and the way I'll have to prepare anyways, is I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I think that having someone to talk to and having someone who's more experienced than me and who's done this sort of interviews, that's what I was hoping to get.
Okay, I see. I see. Um, Let me try and dig a little bit deeper then. So I get that. Yeah, this is probably the best shot you got. But the thing is, my reservation is that, how do I describe this? I still feel like you're kind of fishing for a shot, and rather than like trying to try everything out there. It's like, yeah, you've consumed all the information and you failed an online assessment. But my belief is that if you really did follow all the stuff, then it should be pretty easy for you to at least pass an online assessment. At least this is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
So so you're saying it would be better to maybe like practice for let's say 1 more month and then apply for what is it called, the interview? No, like not long term. I forgot your other product.
okay, it's like a
Actually,
one-off coaching session. I'm
yeah, yeah,
thinking,
yeah, 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 yeah.
based on what you told me, what I'm thinking is that maybe you don't need the long term. Maybe you only need like 1 or 2 sessions, and then boom, you're ready to go. And so it's like compared to let me explain what the difference between what you're doing, what you're talking about, and what the other guy is talking about. For him, he seems to understand that his problem is like purely psychological. He talks about like freezing up. He needs some final tuning. And like he just needs to get a little bit more help on that. And like he was pretty confident in his ability to land online assessment. He just got unlucky with Amazon. So it's like, okay, well, that is purely a psychological matter. I can help him through that. And then he seemed to also admit that, yeah, he has a trouble crossing the barrier between system design, not content, and then his execution. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. And that's a very clear answer of where I can help. With you, you're saying, hey, I can't pass it because I've never done it before, you know? And this is the best chance I got. But to me, that sounds more like, hey, I haven't tried putting in the work. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you necessarily didn't. What I'm saying is that it's like, did you really, is there like maybe just
Oh yeah.
1 or 2 things that we need to unlock for you, and then you'll be good,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
the
yeah,
problem doesn't,
actually,
and to me, I don't know if a long term commitment is going to be that useful to you. Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, actually, it makes sense because actually, I didn't really prepare for them because, like I said, I had just gotten a job.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't, you know, when you apply for a bunch of companies and like they take sometimes months to
Mm-hmm.
reply to you,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wasn't ready for when Amazon and Microsoft emailed me back. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't ready, so but I was like, I'm not gonna pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna pass this opportunity. Let me just try and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I didn't pass. So it does make sense that I wasn't ready. I wasn't preparing for this
Mm-hmm.
sort of interviews.
Right. And so that's why I'm like very hesitant. Like the moment you were kind of describing it, I'm like, does this guy really need me? And it's like, is that, you know what I mean? It's like, are you sure this is the right thing? And then for me, I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe I just need to like only meet with you once or twice, fix the whatever shit's going on, and then boom, you take off like a rocket. You know?
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. And as like I like, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want you to overspend for something that is like, that is you don't necessarily need. That's not the way I roll. I roll with the way like, can I provide you real value, you know? And maybe later on you find out, oh wait, I really do need Edbert's help. I really do need the long-term coaching and hand-holding, and then that's when I'll come in. But for now, it just seems like you could just prepare a little bit more and maybe just like get past 1 or 2 hurdles, and then after that you will be perfectly ready. And until you try some actual preparation, I don't know, and you don't know. So that's kind of like my
No, yeah,
thinking here.
yeah, it makes sense. So what I'm thinking is I'll I'll prepare for this next month, and then
Thank you very much, Brian. Yes,
I'll
game two on your
contact the
right here with
interviewers
OG.
because
Mm-hmm.
I know I have their emails,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe we can book one of those, um, oh, one of those I forgot again.
Like the one-off sessions,
that I,
they're on my
yeah,
website.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
yeah. If you, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And if you still feel like, oh shit, I'm still getting fucked, then yeah, feel free to contact me about long-term coaching. We can have this interview. We can have this chat again, talk about like what went right, what went wrong. But I would encourage you to try like practicing a little bit more. I still feel like the way you described it, there's still plenty of room for you to grow on your own. So, give all the stuff I told you a shot. Like, and you said you watched a lot of my content, so all that's really left is for you to apply it, to really to keep a practice diary and really review your own mistakes. And then once you've done that, and then you feel like, hey, I've maxed out on everything Edbert has talked about, I've tried applying it, and it's still not clicking, or I'm still not getting calls back, then it's just like, then I can probably step in and help you. So, with that, I'm gonna say tentatively no, but keep in contact me in a month, and let's see where this lands.
All right.
All right, sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Right. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, thanks for chatting with me. Hopefully
Thank
things
you.
go well with
Thank
you.
you.
And hopefully you prepare
Yeah.
well, and
Oh.
and maybe I
Thank you.
coach you soon.
Thank you.
All right, for sure. Take care, man.
You too.
All right, hold up. Let me send a message out. But if anyone wants to also apply for long-term coaching and they've who's in the stream and they have they've applied and want to try chatting up, I'll give some time to someone who is in the chat right now. You know, is anyone out there who is interested in long-term coaching want to chat and maybe apply? It's a freebie. We can talk about it. They're pretty smooth. All right, let's see. Okay, 5 people. Yeah. So I guess we have a one tentative, yes, and then like kind of one tentative no. So, I think that's pretty okay. I think my application rate is like anywhere from like 20 to 30%. And I just really the way I kind of gotta conduct these, interviews and what I'm looking for is really just people with the right motivation and the right reasons. That's fundamentally it. It's like I want to make sure that people have really given it a good shot, and have like can show me that they've given me a good shot. So yeah, like I said, the first guy who came on, he's like, yeah, I tried everything. And I know the theory behind it. I can't execute on that theory. It's a very clear problem statement. And it's a very clear what he needs help with, and more what's it called, more interviews or trying to get do more what's it called on sites and practice that is not going to help without guidance. That's a very clear problem statement for me to solve. Whereas with the other guy, it was more like, oh yeah, I wasn't as prepared. It's like, okay, well, why don't you give it your best shot, and when you're fully prepared, and if you still can't do it, then I help you, because there was just more room for him to grow. So yeah, that's kind of like the reasoning for my decisions. But maybe later on these guys will contact me, and yeah, maybe we work together. Who knows? But it seems like most people aren't there isn't any questions from the stream. So I guess I'll call it a night here. Thanks for watching, guys. And hopefully I stream again soon. Maybe next time we bring on the first guy as a stream guest, and we can do some system design interviews. I know people have been asking for like some system design coaching streams. So yeah, maybe we'll get a chance to do that. So with that, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night.